Coming up, she's an Olympic bronze medalist, a captain in the U.S. Army, and a Lego influencer, and she's here to talk about all of it. This is a very special bonus episode of the Mall Street Journal featuring the one and only Sammy Sullivan. You don't want to miss it. Hello, cheers, and welcome to the Mall Street Journal, where we've got another very special bonus episode. I am thrilled to introduce one of my favorite players. I like to call her the double captain. She's a medal-winning Olympian and, frankly, just an awesome woman all around. It's USA Eagles Sammy Sullivan. Sammy, it does my soul good to just be able to catch up once again. How the heck are you?
I am so good. It's so good to see you. And yeah, I'm doing really well. Back with the team this season, after taking a little hiatus with the Army at the beginning of the season. So just slowly building back into rugby, everything, physicality, IQ, all that stuff.
Well, it didn't look like you were easing back in. It looked like you were full force when I was watching in Hong Kong, especially.
Thank you.
Well, the last time we spoke, it was summer of 2023. It was the summer of Barbenheimer, if you recall. What's been going on the last couple of years? I mentioned, I call you the double captain. You've earned the rank of captain in the USA Army while also captaining our Eagle squad in the latest HSBC sevens. Is that right?
No, no, no. I am not the captain of the team. Christy Kershey's the captain.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
for one of the matches, I thought, okay.
no, it's okay. It gets confusing because Ricky, one of the commentators, always calls me Captain Sammy Sullivan, but it's for the Army. She's really good about always giving me Army shout outs. So yeah,
Nice.
just one captain, single captain. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I thought that was a new development, but I got tricked. But by the way, another big thing, I'm nerding out to talk about it. You got to do a bit of voice acting for a Lego feature, and so if you weren't already my son's favorite player, that absolutely locked it into place. Tell us
Uh,
about that. Like, how did that come about, and what was that experience like?
yeah, I mean, after, kind of during and post-Olympic time for me, obviously having a teammate like Lo, who's so involved in social media, encouraged all of us to also get involved and like talk about our interests. And my main interest outside of rugby, at the time and still is just like building Lego sets. I absolutely love it. So getting to kind of rally around the Lego community and then rally around me during the Olympics and still has been awesome. And yeah, from there I've gotten a bunch of opportunities with the Lego group to include being the Black Cat in the Lego Marvel universe, which has been so surreal. Like I never thought rugby would lead me to doing anything in the entertainment industry, but yeah, it's been super cool. And the Lego group, and Lego sets in general are just like so awesome.
So, did they reach out to you when they saw some of your social media stuff?
They did, yeah. They reached
That's
out
amazing.
mostly because I was like begging for them to reach out, just wanting a shout out from Lego. Once we won a medal, I was like, okay, Lego group, like I won a medal. Let's do something together. And yeah, I've since like done a couple of things with them that have just been really cool, whether that's with She Built That, like their girls building campaign and the voice acting. Got some sets out of it, got the Lego Eiffel Tower out of it, which was really awesome.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
saw the
so
video.
yes,
The
very cool.
I am curious because I'm obviously a huge Lego nerd myself. My two-parter, what's the favorite set that you own, and what's the set that you most wish you owned?
Oh my gosh.
I
Wow.
really like the giant police station and the Lion's Night Castle.
Yeah, I would say for a long time, Lion Knight's Castle was my favorite set, and I think it still is. But I really like the Disney Castle, mostly because it's just massive and I
Yeah.
think it's beautiful. And I am on the low key a Disney adult, low key Disney adult. So yeah, that I have all of the castle sets just sitting at the top shelf of my little Lego display, but the set I want the most, there's a couple right now that I'm really after, but I think I'd say Probably the Death Star, just because like it's,
Oh,
like
it's
it's the
ridiculous.
Death Star. Yeah, like big, expensive. Would take me a long time to build. I love I love sets that take me a really long time because I usually
Yeah,
just
yeah.
speed through them. But yeah, probably the Death Star.
Well, apart from Lego Adventures, Star Wars, happy belated May the 4th, by the way. And of
Yes.
course, it's now several years ago, but your Hobbit-like wanderings in New Zealand. Apart from all of that, you've been playing quite a bit of rugby. The Eagles are 2 points behind Canada with two more stops in the HSBC Sevens Tour in the championship legs, at least. And you've been remarkably consistent with some new faces this year. Like, what's been the key to your success thus far? At the conclusion of this sort of new format regular season, I guess we can call it, USA was ranked third and well deserving. I feel like we were at least as good as expected. I
Yeah,
say
I
we.
think no, it is we. We represent, the best of America on our team, so it's definitely we. But I would say, the season last year was a little bit up and down, and I think we were just having a rebuild year and kind of trying to figure out, okay, we can't necessarily do the same game plan we did in the Paris quad. Like that was a whole different set of players, a whole different set of skills, um, and unique selling points, USPs within that player group. And now we
Mm,
have a much newer, younger, um, and totally as equally talented, just differently talented group. So I think what Em set out to do this year was really continue her goal to shape what American rugby looks like, but change it and shape it to fit the skills and attributes of the players that are currently on the team. And I think it has been absolutely awesome to see how this team has built throughout the season. Like you can
yeah.
see, um, obviously, I don't want to say what our game plan is, but if you knew what our game plan was and you looked at what we were doing on the field, like you can see us getting that. And these younger players are just so inspirational. They want it so bad. Their determination is just like inherently there. There's never a question of work ethic or wanting to be there. So it's been really amazing to see these young players thrive in really high pressure games and in the high pressure environment that is being a professional rugby player. So yeah, I think just that chemistry we have as a team that we formed really quickly, and then just trusting M's process as she's just an amazing coach. So everything she's added into us, plus the culture of this group has been our success for sure.
Well, I know you don't like patting yourself on the back, so I'll do it for you. You were absolutely amazing in Hong Kong. You scored a couple of tries against Spain, two more against Argentina. You scored against Japan. But I just thought your defense set the tone. Like you have that trademark ability to sort of come from anywhere on the pitch to make a try-saving tackle. It's basically your calling card. Like my son, who's now 10, he was watching with me and he spotted you flying from the other side of the field. He just grinned and said, "Here comes Sammy." Like, how great was your experience in Hong Kong in particular?
Yeah, I always really like Hong Kong. It's just such an iconic tournament, and my first year there was actually the second year women were playing alongside the men, and we got second in 2024. So that was just like a really wonderful experience. So every time we get to go back to Hong Kong, I always want to live up to that feeling. So, of course, losing the quarterfinal and placing fifth doesn't live up to that feeling. So I think we were all a little disappointed because we were going for the podium and
Mm.
fell, a couple places short of that. But I will say individually, it did feel good to feel like I was getting back to my old self and even better than my old self in a lot of ways. And yeah, I definitely pride myself on my defense. That's like because I don't think it takes much skill to work hard. And a lot of rugby defense is just like, are you willing to continue to work hard for multiple phases? So thank you for saying that. And I'm
Yeah,
glad
yeah.
your son also knows me for that. That's really funny.
Well, from where I'm sitting, like because of that aggressiveness on defense, like it looks like the rest of the team's like, oh, gotta live up to that. It looks like everybody says, okay, I can't be less than that, and it just sets a ferocious tone for the whole team.
Yeah, I definitely try to lead by example. And on defense, because we are sort of implementing this year a new style of defense, like we're not trying to be as passive. It's been kind of a learning curve for a lot of the older players who are ingrained in us, our old habits, and then the newer players, it's just like about bravery and being able to get up off the line. So when I can have those moments of encouraging those around me to like come with me and have their own crazy moments. I mean, Ari Ramsey this year has been a force of nature on defense and so aggressive. So I think we all just like uplift each other and have those moments in games that, oh, you see one person make a heavy tackle and then another one right after that, and it just like brings the energy up. So that's been really awesome this year.
It's so funny that you mention her because literally the next words on my notes here is Ariana Ramsey. I thought she had a great tournament and just all year. Anyone who didn't know who Kaylin Thomas certainly knows her now. Who were some players who sort of stood out for you in Hong Kong in particular, and maybe a couple that you've seen progressing throughout this season?
Oh, man, I would really want to say like my whole team. But for sure, Kaylin, like it was so unfortunate with her injury last season in Cape Town, that she missed out on a lot of last season, but you would not know by the way she's playing. I think she's really stepping into that winger role and that finisher role. Ari has just been like so amazing at nine. I think that she like she is our secret weapon in a lot of
Yeah,
ways, which has been really fun. Sue Adegoke, who wasn't in Hong Kong, but wow, she has really just like progressed beyond belief this year of also another secret weapon. Like I get
yeah.
excited when we have a scrum and I see Sue back there like ready to run some people over. But other people, Soraya and T at 10 have been really awesome as younger players stepping into a pretty hard role on the team of fly half. And then Kirsch has just been an absolute leader of like she's such a great captain. And then the last person I'll say, I would really want to say all my teammates, but Rachel Strauss has
Mm.
also just like really stepped up as a core player, and she's making plays and moves that I think she only could make because now she has the playing experience that she's always like we always knew that was going to happen, but her gaining the experience she's had on the series last year and this year, she's been absolutely crushing it. So yeah.
By the way, out of some of the new faces we're seeing, who's the goofiest? Who's cracking you up in the locker room?
Oh my gosh. Both T and Nalu. Tana Wolfley and Nalu Leah Alfau. I'm not probably saying her last name right. I'm sorry, Nalu. But those two, they're our youngest players and they're so funny and like the brightest, sweetest personalities in the whole world. They're so goofy. I love them.
Even just watching the games, it really looks like there's a level of camaraderie with this team that's just unlike a lot of teams.
Yeah, and that's something we work on a lot. I'm sure we've talked, you probably know this or talked about it before, but we are a very unique team in that we travel and work with a sports psychologist, Peter Haverl. Every tour, we have our sports psych with us, and he works with us on our individual mental games, but also how can we collectively deal with adversity and pressure as a team. And I think that does set us apart from pretty much every team on the series. And yeah, it's having him allows a group who's only all trained for one season together to have that level of camaraderie already.
Wow, that's awesome. You can really, I'm telling you, you can definitely see it. I'm sure you feel it. Um, Which team do you get most excited to play against? Like on one hand, I can see you getting super excited about playing like a lower ranked team, thinking like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get a hat trick in this one." But knowing you, I feel like you probably get up more for like the toughest matchups, the Wallaroos, the Black Ferns, Canada on their day. Which teams get you fired up to face?
Honestly, I always get the most fired up to face France because they are the most physical team
Oh,
on the series. I think France and similar with Canada, but France likes to play where France and Canada are different is Canada like to control the game. They slow the game down. Like that's what happened in our quarterfinal. Um, Liv App's lover, she knows how to slow a game down at the scrum.
she had a great tournament.
She did. She always has a great tournament. But what I like about France is they like to play high intensity, like no matter what the score is. They're not
Mm.
gonna like sit off. And I think that brings out our competitive fire as well in us. And it's just always feels like even when the score isn't close, it feels like a close game. And it always feels like a physical game. It tests every aspect of our game. And of course, I always am up to play New Zealand and Australia as well, but I have more fun playing against France because it's just it's such a fiery game. It's always fun.
So Emily Bidwell will be staying with the program through at least the LA 2028 cycle. What's it? You already mentioned her. What's it like playing for her? What are her sort of biggest strengths as a coach?
Yeah, Emily Bidwell is the greatest coach I've ever had in my life. Like no holds barred. Just her strengths are I've never met someone with more attention to detail in my life. Like she will watch every bit of film probably 5 times over to like make sure she understands what she wants to talk about with us. She knows how to package information well. Like I think
Mm.
a lot of coaches kind of struggle in like how they want to deliver, but she somehow finds a way to cater to like all of the different types of learners on our team in some way. And then she just like you can just tell she cares. Like at the end of the day, she cares so much about this team and us as individuals, you, not only for rugby but outside of rugby. So she just, I mean, I I don't know another coach like her, and I don't think there will be another coach like her for many, many, many years to come.
Again, I've never had a chance to talk to her, but it's so funny. Like at halftime, it goes by in the blink of an eye. But so you just mentioned that she like is able to communicate really effectively, and coherently and concisely. She always seems to have there's something prepared, and she says something, and then she leaves time for the players to also have a say. I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, she's good about that. Sometimes she there's not times for the players to talk, but I think we all trust like if one of us really felt like we needed to say something, we could, but like we trust her so much with knowing like she might not be on the field, but she knows what's going on. In our individual minds, it feels like
Mm.
sometimes she knows what's going on, to the point where it does every time she talks in a halftime huddle, like, yep, that's exactly what we needed to hear. So, um, yeah, she's great.
Does it does it feel good knowing you're going to have this consistency with her through this next Olympic cycle?
Yeah, I mean, I it's funny you even asked that because it wouldn't have even crossed my mind for her to not be there. Like, I don't know.
Whoops.
I can't imagine someone else. I think I would really struggle getting coached by anyone else at this point. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Looks like she's got to sign up. Um,
Yeah.
so as I said, there's the two final legs before the HSBC Sevens crown their 2025-2026 champion. In the next round at the end of this month, you're going to face Fiji, South Africa, and Australia in Pool B. South Africa fought so hard to work their way up from that second tier and then really struggled in Hong Kong. But we know how dangerous they are. And Nadine Ruis, she's one of those players who can single-handedly change a game. What are the Eagles going to need to do to, top their pool?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're never underestimating any team. And I mean, we've played our first year in Singapore. Um, they beat us. Like they're a very good team, and you're exactly right. Like I think South Africa had some key players resting from the last Sevens 2 tournament. I believe they had a couple of injuries in
Oh,
Sevens 2. So, not to say that those players are going to completely change everything for them, but I think they will be a different team coming into the last two stops. So definitely not underestimating them. Fiji is, I feel like every year Fiji gets bigger and bigger. I don't know what they feed those girls, but they just get taller and stronger. So, yeah, I think it's going to be really tough, but our goal is to top our pool. Like we're not settling for second. We're not settling for squeaking into the quarterfinal. Like we want to make a statement and top our pool, which has been our goal this block. So we just need to stick to Emily has laid out a very specific game plan for us to follow. And I think as long as we all work really hard to trust that plan and build those habits in training, I think we can do it.
so I'm not trying to get you to give anything away, but does your game plan change a lot based on your opponent, or is it like this is the thing we're trying to do and we're just going to keep doing that?
We try not to change it up too. I mean, obviously, a lot of like the set piece stuff does have to change um, per team because teams defend things differently and attack different
Mm,
ways. But in terms of our open play, I think a lot of the times we do try to stick to worrying about our own principles and like how we can create chaos and can control the game. Um, so the game can be on our hands, not trying to game plan too much for here's how we're going to outwit XYZ
mm.
team, which I think is good because it allows us to focus being on the present moment and focus on what we need to do instead of worrying too much about what the other team's going to do. But there is definitely some gameism in terms of like, okay, this is their strength, so
Mm.
here's the tools we'll use in our toolkit to beat those strengths.
I was like in American football, a team that is basically a one-trick pony, but does it so well that they always win anyway. Those are the most impressive teams to me because it's like, you know what's going to come, you know what's going to happen, but
Yeah,
they just do it to you anyway.
100%. Yeah, and we're definitely trying to be more like a 10 trick pony team, but um yeah, I'll say that is how it can feel playing New Zealand sometimes because they do pretty much all the same stuff all the time, but just do it like the best ever. So still trying to figure that team out, but we'll get there.
Uh, what's it like seeing that smile on Stacey Walker's face as she's lying down, laying down just yet another score?
Oh, I do think it's funny. I think some people, there are some, I wouldn't call her a showboater, but people have signature moves like um, Charity with her forward roll. Stacey's always smiling. Like, I actually think those things are awesome in the game. Like, I love that people have their signature moves. I think
Yeah.
if anything, like, it helps to grow the game of sevens because professional NFL players are known for specific moves and like those go viral. And I think, yeah, people like Stacey, Charity, um, people like Georgia, Airy always blowing the kiss to the crowd, scoring. Like, I think it's cool when people do signature things. So when she's smiling, it doesn't really get to me. It's just more like, yeah, that's what she does. Like, uh, I see the Sevens Instagram reel now, smiling her way to the try zone.
It's so weird that the women's game is so much more upbeat and fun. Like it seems like as soon as men go professional, they get some session where they get sat down and they say, "Okay, stop being fun. Don't be personable. Stop being charming. Say, answer the questions like we're going to go out there and give it 110% and hopefully get a W." Like it's a completely different thing, and I don't understand why men's rugby hasn't awoken to this.
Yeah, they need to get on it because it's fun to have fun at work. So I totally agree. They're too busy getting into fights on the field to have fun, I guess. But
I got to talk to Philippa Tuttiett once, and she described it as the moment where you get into the discussion about this is your jersey. No, this is your jersey.
yeah, 100%. The grab around the neck, like, are you gonna do something? No, are you gonna do something? But
I'm gonna smile so much that you want to slap me, but nobody's gonna.
yeah.
So finally, you'll be going just a week after that to Bordeaux for the grand finale. The atmosphere is going to be off the charts. Like, what are you most looking forward to, and what kind of results again are you looking forward to? To round out this year's World Series.
Yeah, I mean, we're ultimately trying to finish within the top three, which is now going to be like pretty difficult, sitting at fifth. So we're gonna do the best we can to not only get on the podium, but make it to the final in both Spain and France. But I'm most looking forward to being in France, a rugby country. Like the energy in Paris was electric, even in Toulouse when we played. So I'm expecting big fan energy, and yeah, the French know how to do rugby fandom well. So I'm excited to
Yeah,
play in the stadium.
I always wonder the people. There's always like an 11-piece orchestra in there, and I'm like, are those people have tickets, or are they just like, oh, you're the band, come on in?
Yeah, 100%. I don't know, but it's always really fun. So and hopefully Spain has some good fan moments too. But
I would imagine. Before I let you go, I do want to ask the stuff about carrying the OGs on your backs with the names of the 2008 Hong Kong champion squad stitched inside with the jerseys. It was presented in kind of a lighthearted way, but I feel like that must have felt real for the players. That connection is real, right?
yeah, it's totally real. And it wasn't lighthearted at all to us. Like we took that very seriously. And I think that had to do a lot with the disappointment of finishing in fifth. Like to hear about the harrowing story of that 2008 team and, having a fraction of the resources we do now and still being able to win gold in the stadium. We were really hoping to do it for them, but I think it's been a really cool. Amy Daniels, the name that I wore on my back and who was heavily featured in the video on Instagram, has since like we've reached out to each other, and that's been a really cool
Oh,
connection.
nice.
Yeah, so it's just about growing, telling the story of women untold. That's the High Women kind of mantra. So it was a really cool High Women moment for us. And yeah, you're right. We took it very seriously.
Sammy Sullivan, you are amazing. I can't wait to see you back in action at the end of the month. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Mall Street Journal. Maybe next time around, my other co-hosts will be here. They're huge fans of yours as well. So we really appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's always good seeing you, and I can't wait.
Peace, Sammy. Go well.
Peace.
We're gonna top that podium.